On the news tonight, Governor Soludo congratulates Bishop Obaleke on his elevation as cardinal. Listening skill described as key to effective communication. NECO extends 2022 SSCE registration to June 20th. Nepali missing plane found with 14 bodies rescued. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and welcome to the evening news right here on ABS television. My name is Priska Wanko. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has congratulated the Catholic Bishop of Ekulobia, the Most Reverend Dr. Peter Obaleke, on his creation as cardinal by Pope Francis on the 29th of May. After the recitation of the Regina Shelley, Pope Francis announced that its consistory scheduled for August 27, 2022, he will create 21 new cardinals that will include Most Reverend Obaleke. In a Facebook post he personally signed on his verified handle, Governor Soludo said he's particularly excited that this canonical privilege is coming to my home diocese and the generality of Anambra State, another indicator of excellence for which the light of the nation is renowned. The Amesi Anambra-born Bishop Obaleke, aged 59, was consecrated a bishop on May 21, 2013 and created a cardinal May 29, 2022. Marking this year's World Communication Day, which is in its 56th year, started with a Holy Mass at St. Patrick's Cathedral, Awka, and presided over by Bishop of Awka Diocese, the Most Reverend Paulinus Izokafo, and had journalists drawn from different media houses, Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, Anambra State executives, including the Commissioner for Information, Mr. Paul Musu. In his message, Most Reverend Izokafo focused on the theme of this year's event, listening with the ears of the heart, remarked that it is easier to talk than to listen, and that listening is quite different from hearing, as listening entails hearing to understand, as Christians must begin to listen to the voice of their inner being, which helps them to listen to the voice of God and dwell more on His words. Correspondent Kenechukwu Chukwudi reports.
Most Reverend Ezokafo emphasized that it is important to build a listening Christian community, as listening is crucial to societal communication, as the downtrodden, the poor and the needy must be listened to and not be denied the privilege to be listened to and the joy it gives, and helped that leaders in different strata must also be listened to together with their subordinates in order to attain set goals and objectives to ensure a better society. In his remark, Mr. Nwosu said listening is essential to communication, which is mostly taken for granted, especially in every areas of one's life. Without effective listenership to understand, important details which give room to progress are lost. He used the opportunity to appeal to those who are causing agony, pain and insecurity in the state to listen to the sense of reason to stop their wanton destruction of life and properties, especially utilizing the olive branch the Governor Chukwuma Soludo has extended to them to lay down their arms and stop their barbaric killings.
It occurred to me that apart from the grammatical interpretation of listening, listening has a deep spiritual implication. It was when we came up with this theme, it now occurred to me indeed that God, first of all, is a good listener. And that's why when we pray, we expect an answer. Listening can be applied in every sphere of our lives.
The event was also attended by the Commissioner for Culture, Entertainment and Tourism, Mr. Don Onyenji, the Acting Managing Director of Anambra Broadcasting Service, Mr. Gabe Okpaleze, NUJ State Chairman Odogwu Emeka Odogwu, and the event organizers, Reverend Father Dr. Martin Anosi, the Director of Fides Communication, and a host of others. The event was later followed by a brainstorming session with the lead speaker, Sachuka Nnabife, who is the MD of Anambra Newspaper and Printing Corporation. In Oka, it's been Kenechukwu Chukwudi for ABS News.
Effective listenership has been described as the heart of communication, without which messages passed through communication would not achieve the needed results. These were the views of participants during the event to mark World Communication Day. Again, correspondent Kenechukwu Chukwudi tells us more.
In his lecture to mark the day, Sachuka Nnabife, who is the Managing Director of Anambra Newspaper and Printing Corporation, noted that though listening is a natural skill endowed by God for hearing, but effective listenership is developed deliberately with the intent of understanding a message. Sachoka went on to emphasize that effective listenership is an important skill that both sender and receivers of information should possess in order to get a feel of the information, what it seeks to achieve, and elicit understanding for mutual benefit.
There is an interior deafness worse than the physical one. Indeed, listening concerns the whole person, not just the sense of hearing. The true seat of listening is the heart. That was the observation of His Holiness. It appears that we are finding it more difficult to pay sufficient attention to one another until we are able to practically connect the roles of the heart and the ear in our communication. We may not achieve effective communication, and our world will continue to wallow in avoidable crisis.
The Commissioner for Culture, Entertainment and Tourism, Comrade Don Onyenji, in his remark said communication is central to human existence and effective communication elicits feedback, urging all to always listen attentively to ensure that communicated messages achieve their goals.
Communication is central, particularly when it is effective, because there is communication, there is effective communication. Effective communication is when there is feedback, effective feedback between the communicators, the source of the message and the receiver of the message. And what this team is emphasizing is that people should listen to each other, appreciate what somebody that's not talking to you means.
The Acting Managing Director of ABS, Mr. Gabe Okpaleze, said the theme for this year's event, Listening with the Ears of the Heart, is well researched, which beckons on all to listen, not just from their point of view, but the point of view of the sender, in order to better understand the information. He called on the people to properly scrutinize information and check their bias before sending out information in this era of social media.
Listening with humility, listening with humanness, listening and appreciating what you are getting, with trying to see from the point of view of the person that is communicating with you, not just taking it from the as you understand it, but try to listen very well, process that information, and try to get what that person is telling you.
The organizer of the event, Reverend Father Martin Anosi of Fides Communication, noted that the day is remarkable as it enabled those who quote information, especially those in the media, to rub minds together in order to solve challenges and be able to communicate better. The NUJ chairman, Anambra State, Dr. Odogwu Emeka Odogwu, said people, especially those in leadership positions, must begin to listen effectively in order to solve challenges and problems that besiege mankind. In Oka, it's been Kenechukwu Chukwudi for ABS News.
Lady Peace Chine from Nibo community in Oka South local government area has emerged a flag bearer of a cult party for Oka North and South Federal House of Representatives for the 2023 general elections. Lady Peace was elected unopposed by delegates of the Accord Party through a voice vote at the party primaries held at Nibo. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo reports.
The exercise, which started with accreditation, attracted the party's delegates from both Awka North and South. Speaking to journalists shortly after the exercise, Lady Peace thanked members of the party for finding her worthy to represent them in the election and promised not to disappoint them, while regretting the embezzlement of public funds and other sharp practices by some politicians who are supposed to help in alleviating the sufferings of the poor masses. Through quality representation, Lady Peace disclosed that she is out to render selfless services and bring democracy dividends to the doorsteps of Awka North and South constituency.
My people have accepted me, and there's a lot to do differently. I'll not disappoint them. I'll make sure that they're well represented in the federal level, and whatever that is accrued to them, we get to them. So yes, I'll do things differently. The common man will be remembered. When they come knocking, the door will be open for them.
Addressing party faithful during the exercise, the state chairman of Accord Party, Prince Bato Igwedibia, asked them to work assiduously to deliver their candidate, Lady Peace, whom he described as the best choice for the people of Awka North and South.
Believing my people, so I believe that my people in Accord will now, because no more party, but who is there. So I believe that the Accord people, they are now harmonized and to work very well.
On his part, the campaign director general for Lady Peace, Mr. Michael Chukwunonso, defined his boss as people-oriented leader who has always strived to put smile on the faces of the downtrodden and appealed to the people of Awka North and South to give her a chance to wholeheartedly and selflessly serve them.
This is somebody who, out of her own, has identified herself and shown herself to be trustworthy. Somebody you can entrust a particular task and she will deliver. Career-driven woman who cut across all divide, has the mission and has the passion for people. And I'm very sure that she will deliver.
Also during the election, members of the Accord Party unanimously elected Mr. Edwin Okonkwo and Mr. Chukwuemeka Ifediche to respectively represent the party in the 2023 general elections for Awka South 1 and Awka South 2 constituencies at the State Assembly.
The Commissioner for Youth Development and Empowerment, Honorable Patrick Ahamba, says any youth who is not law-abiding is heading for destruction. Queen Anibogo reports that Commissioner Ahamba stated this on the social forum held in Awka recently. Honorable Ahamba said that 80% of Governor Chukwuma Soludo's administration agenda is centered on youth development, explained that there is a serious gap between government, parents and the youth, which needed to be closed in order to arrest youth restiveness in Anambra State and Nigeria in general. He also called on Presidents General to draw youths of their communities closer, as well as assist in guiding them to the leadership direction of the various communities. For the Special Advisor to the Governor on Youth Empowerment Program, Dr. Nelson Omenoha, the reason for some unrest in some places is as a result of joblessness and failure to engage the youth. He called on Presidents General to begin to engage the youth, noting that empowerment program must be well structured in order to be sustainable. The National Examinations Council, NECO, has extended the registration period for the 2022 Senior School Certificate Examination SSCE for school-based candidates to allow more candidates register for the examinations. Consequently, the registration, which is scheduled to close on Monday, 30th of May 2022, will now close midnight of Monday, 20th June 2022. The National Examination Body, in a statement in Mina on Monday by the Head Information Unit, Malam Aziz Sani, said the shift in the closing date for the registration of school-based candidates was to enable more schools complete the process of registration of their candidates. Malam Aziz in a statement, however, pointed out that there will be no further extension of the registration date, stressing that state ministries of education, principals, commandants and all stakeholders are enjoined to note that there will be no further extension. An airport official says rescuers in Nepal have so far recovered 14 bodies from the crash site of a small plane carrying 22 people. The wreckage of a plane operated by Nepali carrier Tara Air was recovered in Mustang district in northern Nepal. The passenger plane was on a 20-minute flight when it lost contact with air traffic control 5 minutes before it was due to land. An official said that the search is ongoing for the remaining passengers. And now to the world of sports. Aston Villa manager Steven Gerrard has suggested that Paris Saint-Germain's Kylian Mbappe could be regretting his decision to turn down Real Madrid. Recall that Mbappe recently opted to extend his stay with PSG despite being heavily pursued by Real Madrid for quite some time. Real Madrid were the frontrunner to sign the France international this summer. But Mbappe decided against the move to the Santiago Bernabeu and signed a new deal with the Parisians till 2025. And Gerrard believes that the Frenchman might already be ruling his decision. Remember, you can follow news and program on ABS in many parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television or follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website www.absradiotv.com. To end the news this evening, a recap of the main points. Governor Soludo has congratulated Bishop Opaleke on his elevation as cardinal. Listening skill has been described as key to effective communication. NECO has extended a 2022 SSCE registration to June 20th. And from the international community, we brought you the reports that Nepali missing plane has been found with 14 bodies rescued. And here is this special message again. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that ends the evening news right here on ABS Television at this time. Thanks for watching. My name is Priska Wongo. Have a beautiful night rest.